The 2023 Formula 1 season has undoubtedly been dominated by Max Verstappen, but there was definitely a fair share of moments for up and down the grid of drivers. So here's my top 10 list of them today. Hey guys, it's GameToMax here, welcome back to another video on my channel. I know it's been, again, a very long time since I've done an F1 chat, let alone a normal video, but here's one for you today. Starting at the bottom of the list, of course, is Lance Stroll. The Canadian finds himself in 9th in the Drivers' Championship, some 135 points behind his three-time World Championship teammate Fernando Alonso in 4th place. Now you would think that 9th position in Aston Martin is not the end of the world, right? But it is pretty drastic considering the performance of the car early on in the season, proven on multiple occasions by Alonso, fiercely competing within the top 4. Lance, on the other hand, was and still is constantly underperforming the car, and for this reason, he's at the bottom of the list. Now, Williams wasn't the best of cars towards the beginning of the season, but somehow Alex Albon found a way to consistently outperform the car, and especially his American teammate Logan Sargeant. He has repeatedly snuck in the points unnoticed, with his best finishing position being 7th. He is at 26 points ahead of Logan, and Alex finds himself in 13th in the Drivers' Championship. This may not seem much compared to the top of the top, but through Williams, this could be considered a miracle. He may not be in terms of stats, but considering the limitations of the car, he's well up there. The next driver may come as a bit of a shock, but I think it's only right that he's here. In 8th place in this list, being 70 points behind his teammate in 4th in one of the top 3 cars, is George Russell. In a Mercedes that has been fairly quick, more towards the final part of the season, it's quite disappointing to see George in 8th in the Drivers' Championship. One event that springs to mind as an example is the Singapore Grand Prix, where George was chasing the win on the last lap until he clipped the wall heading into turn 10. Little mistakes like these cost you places in the championship, and even could jeopardise your reputation and future in that team. It may even cost you positions in the top 10 list too, so George, fix up. In 7th position, it's no one other than Charles Leclerc. Now, his position is not purely just based on the skill factor, but he is unbelievably unlucky. Just the other weekend in Brazil, he was buried in the barriers after a hydraulics problem which forced him into an error that was fatal to his race, just on the formation lap. It is so sad to see a Ferrari down in 7th when they really should be at the front, fighting for wins and championships just like they always have done. It's soul destroying for Monegasque, because I'm sure this is not where he would like to be either. But he has one more shot within his contract next year at Ferrari to put it all back and see what he can do. In 7th is a driver in orange. 9th place in the championship, just some 108 points behind his teammate, is rookie Oscar Piastri. Oscar has really emerged and showed his true colours in the recent sprint races and qualifying the last few races. From taking a sprint race victory in Qatar, taking a podium in the real Qatar Grand Prix, and another one in the Japanese Grand Prix. His season is seriously impressive. His season is really impressive. The Drivers' Championship may not prove it, but 2 podiums and a sprint race victory for a rookie is good enough for 6th place in my list, I reckon. In 5th is Charles Leclerc's teammate at Ferrari, Carlos Sainz. He has found himself in the point scoring position in every race bar 1, which is very impressive. He's gone fairly unnoticed, but made decent progress in 6th, only 6 points behind Fernando Alonso in 4th, so very much potential to end off a pretty horrid season overall for a red outfit. 3 podiums so far this year has made it a pretty successful year overall, so let's see what he can do in the next 2 races. In 4th position is the other half of the orange, Lando Norris. With double that of Carlos Sainz's podiums this year, it's been a very good year for Lando. Similarly to Carlos, he is in the fight for 4th in the Drivers' Championship, only 3 points behind Fernando Alonso. Lando has been a great mentor for his teammate Piastri, and I definitely think with such a young driver lineup, McLaren are definitely the ones to watch in the very near future. Now into the top 3, where it sort of follows the Drivers' Championship, but with a slight twist. In 3rd place, I'm putting Sergio Perez. Now this may seem a bit of an outrageous choice, seeing as he is 2nd in the championship, but it's only by 32 points, ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Now the car that Red Bull has been gifted to them is an absolute machine, and I have made a video about this topic, so you might want to check that out. But having this much power at your fingertips and having less than half of your teammates' points in the same car is not the greatest thing. Yes, he has been competitive, and yes, he has been a regular visitor to the podium, especially throughout the first half of the season. But there's only been a few occasions where he's come close to Max. This leaves Lewis Hamilton in 2nd. He's had 5 podium appearances, but this isn't even the case. He's outperformed his teammate George Russell by a mile, and consistently too. He owns a very competitive point scoring streak and has been consistently locking top 6 finishes, showing up the rest and therefore putting him in with a shot to come out 2nd in the drivers with 2 races to go. It's been a very successful year for a 7-time world champion, and I'm sure he's hoping to carry on this momentum into the next year. I know 1st place in this list is wide open and there's just so many choices I could choose from. If it has to be one, so I'm going to have to choose Nicholas Latifi. No, but in all seriousness, it does go to Max Verstappen. With enough points to win the Constructors on his own, 17 wins in the season so far, absolutely disappearing in the first 20 laps, it's been such a wild season for him and the team, making him a 3-time world champion and breaking multiple records in 1 year. Even before the race begins, you have a pretty good chance of guessing who's going to take the checkered flag. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and if you would like, you can leave your top 10 list in the comments below. But that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, but I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.